Hello everyone, welcome to Cheongfuli Weekly Report. Here we bring you the latest China's steel market prices and analysis every week. This week, the spot prices of steel products declined. Specifically, the domestic spot price of hot-rolled coils dropped by 90 yuan per ton, and the price of rebar fell by 110 yuan per ton. At the macro level, Trump announced the further implementation of tariffs on August 1st. Currently, except for China, Canada, and other countries that have postponed negotiations, all other countries have begun to be subject to tariffs ranging from 10% to 20%. This will, to a certain extent, disrupt existing trade flows for global commodities and deal a blow to trade. Domestically, the Politburo meeting at the end of the month rectified the anti-involution policy by removing words such as low prices, and the one-size-fits-all policies have been somewhat eased. The overall market sentiment has cooled down and the prices of some commodities have declined. However, as there is still policy support, the prices have not returned to the level before the anti-involution was proposed. Due to the existence of the military parade commemorating the victory of the anti-fascist war on September 3rd, there are still expectations of production restrictions for coking coal, steel, and other varieties. On the industrial front, the weekly output of the 5 major steel products remained stable with little overall change, and molten iron continued to stay at a high level. On the demand side, the weekly apparent demand still showed strong resilience, with an average weekly decrease of 16,100 tons, and the decline in demand has increased. This week, rainfall increased in East China, Central China, and the Western regions, leading to a significant drop in the apparent demand for construction materials. For hot-rolled coils, the overall demand was relatively stable, and the demand support is expected to be strong in the following period. In terms of inventory, the 5 major steel products started to accumulate inventory this week, with a total increase of 153,900 tons. The inventory accumulation was mainly in social warehouses, while the pressure on factory warehouses remained small. Judging from the seasonality, the subsequent inventory accumulation may not be too large. To sum up, entering August, the weight of macro factors has decreased. The positive impact of sentiment on bulk commodities is not as strong as in July. In terms of fundamentals, the demand for steel has entered the off-season, but its resilience still exceeds expectations. In terms of profits, steel mills are still enjoying good profits for the time being, and no significant pressure has been seen. At the same time, with high molten iron output, there is still certain support for the prices of raw materials. As the mainstream shipping schedules for export orders of some varieties are already at the end of August or even September, exports provide strong support for molten iron. It is necessary to pay attention to the impact on domestic prices after export orders deteriorate in September. Looking ahead, after the macro sentiment fades, steel prices may return to a more reasonable level. For procurement, it is currently recommended to purchase on demand only. Among institutions, most believe that expectations for the anti-involution policy have eased, and black commodities have returned to trading based on fundamentals. Currently, steel demand during the off-season has exceeded expectations, steel inventories remain low, steel mills' profits are expanding, molten iron output is declining slowly, and the transmission of negative feedback is sluggish. After the pullback in steel prices, the market will be more dominated by fluctuations. In conclusion, after the recent decline, steel prices will stabilize and price expectations have been revised. Among the varieties, long products such as rebar are recommended. Okay, feel free to leave your thoughts, questions, or any related inquiries in the comment box below. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to follow us for more updates. See you next week!